Application, upon starting it wants you to log in. So we're just gonna go and create a user now. There are already several users, but I'm gonna create a new user for the purpose of this demonstration. I'm just gonna write my name, Tata Maloka, and then the organization, basically, and then it's gonna want the email. This is the email I'm gonna use to log in. So you have to remember the email. Then we're gonna go for the password. I'm gonna create a simple password, 1 through 5. Let's repeat 1 through 5, and then let's create our user. So as you can see, it will say the user has been successfully created. Now let's try to log in, but first I'm gonna just try to log in using incorrect credentials. There's my email there, then the password, and let's just write gibberish. There's no way that's 1 through 5. As you can see, it's gonna tell us that's incorrect. So when the email is also incorrect, let's just remove the com side. And then the password, that's 1 through 5. The password is correct. Basically, it's gonna tell you that it's correct. But now let's just log in. Okay, now that we've logged in, remember that we use this using KV, so it has the special KV settings and all that. Where you can just play around with and have a look into them. Now, the filing system, this will be the filing system. Remember, the purpose of me creating this application was to create the filing system for NGOs. Now, let's create a new beneficiary. Basically, this is one of the, how can I place this? This is a form in which one of the organizations, the NGOs that I'm working with, this is how their form looks like. So it's not a one size fits all type of application. It has to be customized for the specific NGO. So it would request, as I'm filling there, you would see it would request the name, and then it would go through basically your IDs and names and all that, and then basically what they need to know, whether you're married or not, your cell phone number, your email. Some of the basics will remain constant based on whatever NGO that we'll be working with. So to imagine that NGOs have to work on paper using this in this modern day and time. So hence the whole project was based on just creating an application that's supposed to be an open source, free for NGOs to use, so that they can track what's happening on their facilities with their beneficiaries, of course. Okay, now we'll take the address, and then we'll move from there. I'm just going to paste the address on the other side, because usually the beneficiary and the guardian, because on the far right it's actually the guardian, the beneficiary's guardian, so it's usually the same address. So I'm just filling up stuff, just let's say they didn't come here voluntary, it was involuntary, employment status. I'm just going to leave some of the things as is, and as you can see, some of the fields were pre-populated. And now we can just move to the guardian and then just make up a name for the guardian. I'm just going to call him Tsepo. Contact details, some of the stuff I'm just making them up for the purpose of this video. So if you would like to just basically have an input, support, or even fund this project so that it becomes successful, please get in touch. You can comment or just drop me an email. Okay, now we've created our beneficiary was successfully created. We're just gonna click on OK. Lovely. Now the nicest thing is, if all the fields are not populated, as you can see, when I click on save, it will never save anything. It doesn't save any blank information, or it won't save. Now I'm going to click on cancel. Now this new beneficiary which is created, it's called we called our beneficiary called Matsele. Okay, now when we click on basically when you go to the beneficiaries file and we click on view, we can see all the details which is populated, which makes it easy for the organizations to keep track or to see certain information they want to see at a glance. And then yes, we can also review the guardian's information. Let's say something happened to the beneficiary and would like to call the guardian, so we can view guardian information like contact details and name. And then what the application does as well is it allows you to update. So when we click on update any beneficiary, as you can see, it will pull the update screen, and then it will pull the information that's already there. Again, it has the search facility on the far left. We can search via name, and we can search via the beneficiary's ID. So see, when we click on search, when the full name, it has to be the full name and surname. For now, we can basically get the information. Now I'm just gonna change the ID here. I'm gonna 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 basically, which is 10 after 9. Then it will say our beneficiary was successfully updated. I did that so that we can just see the search with an ID, because the first ID, it was just gibberish. So using the ID, we can find the beneficiary as well, and then we can view for specific information. Now imagine if it was like hundreds and hundreds of beneficiaries. It will make it easier when a database consists of more than 200 to 500 beneficiaries. So we can also delete beneficiaries on the system. So but when you click on delete, just to keep track on what's happening, it will ask for a reason as to why you're deleting, and then you can write something, come up with anything. Now the reason for this is as I'm building this application, basically I'll just put on certain features. The reason for that is so that we can have a view of why did people leave, how people left, or why were beneficiary deleted in the first place. Just to have a broader view of how the organization is it's growing, be it's growing or not. Okay, and then once you've given your reason as to why you're deleting the candidate you're deleting, but I'm not going to delete now. I'm just going to copy. I don't want to type this again. Just going to copy, and then I'm going to cancel. See, when you cancel, as you can see, it's still, the beneficiary is still there. So now let's try to delete. I'm just going to paste this, and then I'm going to click on delete. Then the file is gone. Even if we were to run a full search of the name, or even if we use the ID, basically we wouldn't get the result. And as you can see on the far left as well, it says you have 11 beneficiaries on your system. So that file is gone. Okay, now another feature that we have, going back, it's the messaging system feature. So with this one, I'm still building this one, but with this one, the idea is not the idea, actually it's fully functional. I used Wings SMS API so that we can send SMSs to beneficiaries or the beneficiary guardians. In, let's say you have an event, you want to invite them to talk, you want to invite them to talk about the I don't know, whatever information that you want to give to them. I'm not actually an expert into this. So you would just write all of that information, and then you write your message. I'll be doing another tutorial about but this one is going to be on the side note, about how to do an application using KV and Wings SMS API to do a simple application for SMSing. So you go back, and then you can log out of the application. So for now, that's as far as we are. Hope you enjoyed.